booed the shit out of me, which was cool.
When he was booed coming out, it was good closure for me to be like, I want to kind of rip their hearts out.
Fired me up to go out there and try and throw for 400 and a bunch of touchdowns and let them know what they were missing.
These two quarterbacks.
What up, dog people? It's the Wake Up Woodward crew. We appreciate you guys for choosing to start your day with us. Chat family, as always, you're a very important part of this show, much more important than Matthew Stafford and Kelly Stafford. Still, blessings to their family. But chat family, go on ahead and smash that like button. And once you have, encourage somebody else to do the same. All right, let's get this stream out there, man. We appreciate you all support all the time. Like I told you guys last week, it's what drives us. It's what motivates us. And I know this next segment, though, is being driven and motivated by a former Detroit Lions quarterback.
Yeah, I'm so confused. Like, I don't get what they're saying, what they're doing. I get part of it, but I don't get like half of it. And this has nothing to do with them as people, them as contributors to Detroit, because I couldn't be more of a fan of the people, Matthew Stafford and Kelly Stafford. I know before I was at the network, Kelly was a fan of the show, helped do a lot of great in the community here, partnered with Woodward Sports. But I don't understand some of these comments. Stafford first saying, he thrives off the boos. He was expecting them, even leading up to the game. Like it seemed like this was just a competitor. Hey, I know I'm the enemy. I'm going in. I'm going to get booed. But then his comments about, I just wanted to show them what they're missing. Throw for 400 and a bunch of touchdowns. Show what they're missing. I don't get that from the standpoint that he dumped us. He dumped Detroit. And also, real quick, Kelly Stafford saying, what was her line? Put the nail in the coffin or
rip their hearts out.
Yeah, I want to rip their hearts out. Like closure. You guys asked to leave.
What?
Yeah. Like what closure? How many Detroit Lions fans, Michigan Rams fans, like how much did this city support him?
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't get it.
Nobody was on this kind of, hey, let's just make this personal against the Staffords. When they ran out that tunnel, to me, and all of the Lions fans that I've talked to, the ones that we've interacted with on this show, they all stated that this was about what was going on, Lions versus Rams. This wasn't nothing personal, Stafford. And fans continued to say that. I see him in the chat right now like, yo, he played for the other team. So I don't have a problem with being a competitor and say, okay, let's take the boost. But even to personify that, just to kind of make it more personal, it's like, it's not about you, Matthew Stafford. If you wanted Detroit to be about you, you shouldn't have asked for a breakup. But then you did. We're the ones seeking closure. Jared Goff is the one seeking closure. The fans did everything in their power to support number 9. They did everything in their power to buy those jerseys, to still wear number 9 jerseys into that building with Stafford across the back rather than Williams. Years after he left, years after he won the Super Bowl, like you said, the whole Detroit Rams thing, people supported Matthew Stafford because he was finally the guy. You look at Barry Sanders, you look at Megatron, who didn't get the opportunity to actually leave and have kind of better pastures away from what the Detroit Lions organization was doing. When you got Dan Campbell and you have Brad Holmes in here, he told us himself, I don't believe and I don't really think that this thing is going to get to where they're saying it's going to get to. I do believe that they could have still gotten to a nice precipice with Matthew Stafford here. I get the picks that they got and all that, but from what we've seen Brad Holmes do in every single draft since, Matthew Stafford bailed on us. He bailed on the hope. He bailed on what this organization could be moving forward. That's on him. And all the fans continue to say it. When he comes here for his regular season game, we will make it personal. And what do you think they're going to do? Boo him or cheer him? They all stated, give him his video, cheer him, put on the jerseys, remember the old times, which wasn't very many good times, but we still stayed in the trenches and we still supported him. I don't understand all the talking and the revisionist history after. We saw who he was after that game. Yeah. We knew exactly what he was in the heat of the moment and the emotions. And a lot of times you give people that type of space to kind of clear their emotions and not really judge them on those type of things. But to be able to come back and have the opportunity to do a documentary and you're going to put in there something about your closure and ripping our hearts out and all of this other stuff, it's just like, what are we doing now?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. KG, you get dumped and your ex-girlfriend shows up with trying to show off her new. I hope this doesn't bring up any bad memories. It actually brings up some memories for me, by the way. I have a story for you guys. But isn't it kind of lame to flaunt your new girlfriend? You dumped her you come back and you're flaunting it like she did something to you.
This is just, it's a little much. The closure comment and things of that nature. And this is somebody who was here for 12 years, right? So if you somewhere for 12 years and ain't shit getting done, then you are well within your rights to leave. I've never faulted Matthew Stafford for wanting to leave. This was going to be his second or third rebuild. I can't blame the man for wanting to leave at the time that he left, and thank God that he did, because the team moved forward in a way that was absolutely worth it. And now we sit here and we're on equal playing fields with a Matthew Stafford Rams team. But just the closure comments and all of that stuff when you asked to leave, that's the only thing I don't get. I don't mind the 400-yard comment. He's a competitor.
Yeah.
I don't mind how he acted after the game. Of course, he didn't want to lose a playoff game, whether he was on the Lions or not. He didn't want to lose a playoff game. So I can understand his emotions after the game as well. But doing all this later, like it's almost the next season, and you letting the Rams PR team putting this in the dock, and you got your wife talking about she wanted to rip our hearts out and stuff like that. And some of it I just don't understand. But like I said, I don't fault him for anything else besides the fact that you left. You have to live with that. That's it.
I do fault him when you have an opportunity to be able to say something on that press conference after the game about the city of Detroit. Then say something about it. Say something about it. Instead, he decided to omit Detroit on purpose with a little smug look on his face, man.
Yeah, Corey Woods asked
shout out
him.
To Corey Woods.
Hey, what was the question? Like, how did it feel being back in the city, or the it was about the fans. What did it feel to be?
What are you feeling for the fans of Detroit, knowing everything that they've gone through? All you gotta say is, "I'm happy for them," and move on. Instead, he decided, "I'm happy for the players."
Yeah, I'm happy for the players.
So, do you think that's where the beef lies? Is he mad at the fans for maybe how they quote quote react to him when he returns or when he came back?
Remember, that was one shoe.
I think at the time,
kids were booed.
Yeah, I think at that time, like within 20 minutes of the game ending, I think that came out of Kelly Stafford, his wife. After the game, coming up to him and telling him, they were booing our kids and stuff. So I have a feeling he was a little angry about that, which you almost can't blame him, but you also got to be smart. Like, no one was booing your kids.
I don't
like, that was all made up.
Exactly.
And I think she clarified that.
And any fans that we don't really associate with that part of the fan base, but real fans are not going to boo your children. Like, come on. Like, you think we pay $200 to go to the game and boo your kids? Like, come on.
Look, bro, it was a rough season for kids, though, between supposedly getting booed in Detroit and then you saw that their suite was next to Blueface's at a game out in L.A. And he had the strippers in there and everything. And she came out. I'm telling y'all, she was like, yo, like, I brought my kids here to watch their father play football, not to see you over here throwing dollar bills, y'all.
Hey, you got you got to check in with the reception desk, man. Because I know I don't want no room next to Blueface. I know that.
What's good, JB?
I mean, I don't know. I might want a room next to Blueface if you're doing some wild stuff like that at the stadium. But still, let me get back. Let me get back on topic here. As a fan at Ford Field, I'm confused. Was I supposed to cheer for Matthew Stafford? Why? Why was I supposed to cheer for him? You're on the opposing team that we're going up against, and as you all have stated before, you left us. Why should we be happy? Like, come on. We'll give you your little video or whatever. Your contributes to Detroit and the Detroit Lions was amazing. Your charity work that you've done, we all appreciate and love that so much. But as a competitor, I mean, hell, he was fired up when he was going out there to the field. Why should we sit here and have to cheer for you? We want to destroy you the same way too. And Kelly Stafford about closure, I just don't understand it. What more closure do you need? Yeah. Well, just a week ago, you were just happy for us to even be in the playoffs, to get to this position, because we were working our ass off trying to make this team better. Right. And now it's just, you know what? They're booing us. You know what? Forget them now. Let's rip their hearts out. No, forget that. Bump all that.
Seriously. Ed O'Neill says the Pats booed Brady when he went back as a Buck.
Yeah.
Rotor, but we can't. Exactly. Like it's just the need. You feel like you need to dunk on your ex. Like,
it's ridiculous.
It reminds me of my first girlfriend. Really, my high school sweetheart, high school girlfriend. We dated into college. This is like a 4-year relationship. I ended up finding out she was cheating on me with this clown from Michigan State.
Oh, wow.
Clown. I think she has a baby with him now.
Of course,
actually.
he was from State.
Yeah,
course.
right.
Hey,
Next time.
Wait a minute.
No, seriously.
Wait a minute.
Seriously.
Wait a minute. You
JB like shots fired.
You just think that like all the cheaters come from State. Now hold on now.
Spartan
Come on.
trash.
Just tuggers. Like Mel. No, but the next time I went back to Michigan State for the Michigan State game in East Lansing. Like I had started talking to this new girl, and she was like way out of my league. Like honestly, I don't know how I landed this. One of the most beautiful girls ever who went to State. I was totally enthralled with her, but in the back of my head, I was kind of hoping that I would run into my ex when I was hanging out with her.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one tailgate we were at, and we saw her kind of walking our way to the corner of my eye, and this girl, she kind of came unprovoked. I didn't ask her to do any of this. She like came and like got close to me, like gave me a hug. It was like kind of a little moment there.
Yeah.
I felt good. I felt good about
Flex
that.
on 'em,
But I'm
brother.
trying to think of like the reverse. Like if my ex was there coming to try to dunk on me, like look for closure from us when you're the one that left, like you're the one that cheated.
And you got all the closure you needed. You won a freaking Super Bowl your first year away from this franchise.
Yeah.
What more closure do you
when
need?
you realize that winning a Super Bowl doesn't feel better than winning Detroit Lions like first home playoff game in some time.
like-
The first division title. He's sitting here with
That's
a
a
Super
good
Bowl
point.
ring, but he's looking at that NFC North division title
Right.
banner
Like I should have been a part of that.
Like, I couldn't do that
Dang.
for my team.
It's just like, Staff, bro, we rooted you on. We cheered you on. We're glad you got your Super Bowl. We're glad that, honestly, things have worked out for both parties, man. For both parties. For the
Yeah.
Lions, for the Rams.
This
This is
Seriously.
the craziest thing.
It
to me,
may
bro.
go down as one of the greatest NFL trades ever.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at it just on paper and what we received and look at the trajectory
The
of our
results
team
afterwards, yeah.
this is probably one of the most even trades ever. So yeah, I don't get it, man.
Stop bitching and just compete.
Right. You got your
Jesus.
Super Bowl, man. You won.
Bro over here still thinking about the X.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, you know what? I am. It was love.
Let's go. Let's go.
You know what? I am.
No girl is out of your league. Your hog is money, brother.
Right.
You
mad
the
at
away
21.
fan.
The away fans got that fat hog spirit. That's
man.
that's a let's go red. That's I don't know.
Okay.
I see you.
You know what? Let me.
We got Jared Goff now.
Let me read a couple of these super chats
Let it
because
fly.
I do. I'm going to talk about Mr. Jared Goff. Shout out to Burn with the $5 super chat. He says, weird after Stafford left, he's suddenly outspoken and speaks his mind, something we begged him to do in Detroit. Where was this emotion before?
Good point.
Yeah.
We got years of vanilla press conferences of like, yeah, okay. Sorry.
Hey, shout out to Dante151. $4.99 super chat. Thank you, brother. As always, Dante's one of we got to make sure we do something for Dante.
Dante's a man.
He is like religious with making sure to support the platform. Thank you, Dante.
No, shout out.
He said Matthew Stafford basically became the WWE version of Dominic Mysterio because
shit.
every time he comes out, he gets booed relentlessly, and Kelly Stafford stopped.
Is it
Boo
that
this
bad?
man.
Right. Damn.
Man.
It ain't got that bad.
I hate the most, actually not the most, but because he was mic'd up there for this documentary, that was the audio they used in the middle of the game to run up to Kirby Joseph and say, like,
That's what I'm
you're
saying. It's
dirty.
all the little stuff, all
Yeah.
the little chirping. It's like, bro, you got a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah. This
You
go
know
say
what?
you're a dirty player. There's tape out there. This wasn't a dirty play, but you're dirty. And then the Rams push that to their
It's
social
almost
media.
as if the
They're
Matador
mic'd
has
up.
like the NFC North banner at
Yeah.
Stafford. Like, hey.
Yeah.
It's like, bro.
They don't usually
Chill
mic up
out.
losses like that. They decided to throw that in there. That's a low blow from the Rams PR team, their social media team.
And
It's
yeah,
funny, bro.
and let's go at them a little bit. Stop trying to milk this Rams Lions nonsense. It's over with now. It is over with. It culminated in the playoff game. We won the playoff game. Good night. End of story. Stop trying to milk every fucking drop out of this story. Like it's,
Seriously.
like it's done. Like I'm
KG
over it.
is fed up. JB is fed up. We're all fed up,
Play
man.
with hearts here.
Let's talk about our
Love.
quarterback. Let's talk about our
man.
quarterback. Hey, Chad Femi, thank you guys as always for the support, man. Let's go ahead and just throw the phone number out there. 313-552-6322. We got to talk about Jared Goff, this contract, what it means for the Detroit Lions in a road ahead.
Call
How
in
does
and tell
this
us.
change their strategy free agent-wise as well as through the NFL draft? And shout out to Eduardo O'Neill. Another question here. Would losing to Matt Stafford or Green Bay have sucked more in the playoffs?
Yeah. And by the way, Chuck
That's a
Brewer,
push.
great comment here before we go to break. How does all this drama he's made going to pay off when he comes back to Detroit for the game this year? He was due to get cheered in his return. Now I bet he's booed. Yeah, do we give him a The video, what's it called?
I feel like Detroit's going to prove to be the bigger man. Yeah, and they're going to cheer. They're going to make sure they give Matthew Stafford his flowers. The one thing I'm not going to do is take away from his time that he did play here. Obviously, Jared Goff right now has put up some accomplishments team-wise that Stafford never was able to do. But what Stafford did, we saw him, man.
He fought.
He gave his all. He played through injuries. He continued to work himself back, especially early on in that career when everyone was calling him, glass foot and all that type of stuff. So the player, Matt Stafford, that was with the Detroit Lions, I'm forever going to have, some respect, a lot of respect for who he was and what he did for this organization. Always. So
I don't mind playing the video before the game or like maybe when the fans are walking by, in the arena, but as during the game, first quarter, stuff like that, no, there's no need for that. Play it before, get it out the way, and then move on. Just let it go. As everyone said, Matthew Stafford is now in our rear view.